So what's up guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reinforcing the rear subframe in order to install our Progress rear sway bar kit. The vehicle didn't come with the rear sway bar, so we have to do a little bit of modifying in order to get this thing to work. So let's get to work. Alright, so you can see I did install one of the control arms to see how it all worked out, and it looks awesome. What I'm going to do now is I need to remove all this undercoating, and how I'm going to do that is with this multi-tool, with this bit. I'm pretty sure I used it before. I'm pretty sure it's going to work out pretty good. I already got that guy peeled off just with my finger, so I hope it just peels off. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that up. But here we have the metal all cleaned up, nice and shiny to weld on. All the way up to here. I still need to do that side, but I need to make a template for that side. Once I finish making the template, then I'll go back and clean that side up. But this side's all made up. So next is I'm gonna go cut this plate. So here we have the plate cut out of 1/8 inch chromoly steel. So this is a bit of overkill for what it is, but you know, it's better to overkill. So yeah, it's gonna weld onto it like this. We'll be welding here along the entire seam. This is where the bracket's gonna bolt up to for our sway bar, not sway arm, sway bar, our sway bar. That's what it is, sway bar. So yeah, right here, just like that. So this is gonna be a stainless 7/8 stock. It's gonna be drilled and tapped, and it's gonna go all the way to the other side and weld to the other end of the subframe. So it's gonna hook up both sides of the subframe without having the need to use a bolt to go all the way through the other side. Same thing with the bracket. It's gonna bolt up to here, and it's gonna bolt up to here. All the bolting is gonna be done on this side, so there's no need for that. They provide a nutsert to utilize. You're supposed to drill a hole through here and drill a hole on the other side, then you run a bolt all the way through. But I mean, generally nutserts are they're not structural. So I opted to do this. One, because everything else here, you know, my trailing arm is boxed in. We're using nothing but heim joints. My control arms are all made out of chromoly, and they have FK spherical bearings, so there's no flex there. So the only place really for it to flex is here. So this is why we're adding this. We're also going to box in right here and connect to the bottom of the body, and it's going to hook up to the roll cage. So the roll cage is going to attach through here. So this is all going to be one cohesive unit. So the entire frame is going to be one. Everything is going to be integrated through the roll cage. So, you know, some people use another kit. I opted for the Progress sway bar kit because of the adjustability, and a lot of people don't like the Progress. Well, I know I said a lot of people, but some people tend to stay away from the Progress sway bar because of the way it mounts to the subframe, because the subframe's not generally designed to handle those loads. So what ends up happening is you end up having a fault within the subframe itself. But I don't have to worry about that because I'm tying all that in. I'm reinforcing the subframe, and I'm also tying it into the roll cage. So because I'm taking these extra precautions, I don't have to worry about that. But for other individuals who are just daily driving it or don't want to go to this extent, it can become an issue. So I do need a bend because it's see, I need to bend an offset because this is offsetted right here. So here's the bracket. For the driver's side, I bent, well actually I cut, I bent, and then re-welded the bracket to get exactly what I needed. This is where the heat penetrated through. Here is the bar bracket for the driver's side. That's how it's supposed to go. So now what I'm going to tackle is the round stock that I'm going to use for this guy. And I so happen to have 7/8 stainless steel round stock right here. We get it to, there we go, right here. I'm going to cut them to 3 3/8. And then I'll take it over to the lathe and face it and make sure it's all true. I'll drill it on the lathe also, and then I'll hand tap it. Well, I didn't anticipate running into that. I see that. That sucks. That's this. And then this guy's welded to that. I didn't think I was gonna hit it. I didn't think it would roll down this fucking far. God damn it. So now what? There are the welds, the bung is tigged, everything else was migged up there. So yeah, so this side is fully welded in. Back side is also welded in. See that right there? He's welded in. I'll go ahead and jump over to this side and create a template for this guy. I'll go from there, I'll weld it in, and then we can mount the subframe. Alright, so we're about to install sway bar kit for the rear and the rear control arms I had just made. It's not going to be the final install. I need to install the sway bar kit so I could figure out how I want to tie in the bracing I created for so the bracing right there that I utilized. So how I create plates there to go into the tie into the roll cage. So I need to mount that so I know, because it does move, so I know what to make sure everything clears. Alright, thanks for joining us on this voyage of fabrication. We didn't get to the point where we're going to tie in the rear subframe into our roll cage, but that'll be the next episode. So in the next episode, we'll do a build out in order to have our brackets tie in to the roll cage, and then we'll build a roll cage. That's exciting. CRX roll cage. Let's go. But anyways, again, thank you. Really appreciate you guys tuning in to the end. And as always, if you like what you see, hit that like button. Comment. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot. And most importantly, tell your friends. Tell your family members. Bribe them if you have to. But anyways, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And tune in on the next one.